Hello everybody, Gamer Penny here, bringing you another episode of our Final Fantasy XIV Online Let's Play, and we are back with Vesper, and we are in Amarat, and we need to go speak with the administrative clerk and try to get this pass to go and see Emmett. Oh gosh, look at all. Okay, we're gonna have to pick up these two because I think they are Aether Current stuff? Patronizing Amarantine. Alright, let's talk to you first. Yes, okay. I must say, little one, those garments you're wearing, they are your own original concepts, I take it? What are you trying to say? Clearly they must be, given their rather singular flamboyance. What are you trying to say? I worked hard on this glamour. I would never dream of stifling a fledgling creator's creativity, but to parade a rout in your cultivated individuality is hardly praiseworthy. An Amarantine of character shares their creations with the community. They do not hoard them for their use alone. To delight in disparity is the mark of morally deficient. Dang. Disparity engenders feelings of want and resentment, which degrade the bonds of fellowship. Thus do we encourage creators to share and share alike. Else we risk kindling the embers of covetousness and violence that ever smolder in the hearts of all. Therefore I must implore you, little one, to cast aside your original trappings and don the communal robes, that you might acquit yourself as an equal among many. In so doing, you will be afforded greater respect and autonomy. Interesting. Worry not, for this will be a simple affair. I recall seeing a gentle soul outside the Hall of Rhetoric, carrying robes perfectly suited for one of your diminutive stature. I'm sure they will be glad to share their wealth with you. But do hurry, little one. The eyes of the collective are ever watching and weighing your worth. Interesting. That could get very political. If you start discussing, all conformity so that you're sharing your ideas of individuality with everyone instead of hoarding it. That's a really interesting concept. I don't quite agree with it. In concept, maybe. In practice, it would not work, I don't think. But that's as political as I'll get with it. Hello. Oh ho, aren't we looking rather smart this evening? What can I do for you, little one? Some guy made fun of my robes. This is the guy, right? Aye. Robes to serve in lieu of your ensemble. Ah, how prudent. Alas, I have nothing I can offer you at this present time. The ones your associates saw me carrying early were a failed experiment. I never intended to make them so small, so I disposed of them shortly thereafter. Ah. Failed experiment. By your bemused expression, I gather you find it odd that your elders can fail in so simple an application of creation magics. It is more common than you may realize, little one. In this instance, a gaggle of children was passing by as I held the image of the robes in my mind's eye. Simply by becoming aware of their presence was the form influenced and the final product changed. All things considered, it could have been worse. Just the other day I was attempting to conceive a white-haired lion, when all of a sudden this exquisite eagle alighted on a nearby railing, giving me quite the shock, and dramatically altering my initial concept. Did you create a griffin? Yes, indeed, it was a most unexpected development, but not an altogether unwelcome one. Great strides are often born from unexpected impetuses. But even inspiration has its limits. For all the wonders we have wrought, I do wonder if there will come a time when we will have fully explored the potential of our powers, when there is truly nothing left unmade, and only iteration and imitation and stagnation remain. Yeah, it's an interesting concept, like tons of sequels and prequels and remakes of movies. But such esoteric matters need not concern you, little one. For now, I would encourage you to embrace your creativity and work your magics without fear of failure. Nevertheless, it would still be in your best interest to don the appropriate robes to avoid excess scrutiny. Why don't you go to the Bureau of the Architect and request the appropriate concept so you can fashion one yourself? Okay. While we're here, I'm gonna pick up the one that's inside here. I like that guy better. It's like, yeah, be creative. But sometimes you have to do stuff that's asked of you. So you have the freedom to be creative. Okay. Greetings, little one. Come to debate? And at so young an age. How wonderful. Shall we retire to the benches and settle on a topic? I don't want to debate. Oh, my apologies for jumping to conclusions. My friends are not quite as fond of the Hall of Rhetoric as I am, so I have a habit of chatting up any potential conversation partners. So if you are not here to debate, I presume you are here to learn about the mysterious and esoteric goings-on here. It would be my pleasure to act as your tutor in these matters, if you would indulge me. The Hall of Rhetoric is, as its name indicates, a place where citizens may freely gather to discuss and debate all manner of topics. This central forum is ideal for open discourse, but smaller rooms are available for those desiring more intimate conversation. Oh, and there's a wealth of reading material concerning rhetorical techniques and history penned by the greatest minds in offer as well, should you wish to refine your techniques through self-study. To my mind, however, rhetoric is a living, breathing thing that is best experienced in the moment of conception and execution. Perhaps a demonstration would best serve to further your education. I saw a contemporary of mine engaged in a lively debate earlier, just outside the hall. Go and see if they are still there, and issue to them my personal invitation to a friendly battle of wits. Ooh. I had to take debate in high school. We had to do a debate, and I have to tell you, I was not a fan. And I think it wasn't for a matter of, like, I couldn't do it. It was two things. One, I'm not really... I don't do good with confrontation a whole lot. I'm getting much better at it, like, especially being in management, because you just get... It's confrontation is a daily thing, whether you want it or not. And then the second part is I sometimes am not very quick on how I think or how I respond to stuff. Like, if you've ever taken a disc profile where it's not an exact science and it's kind of outdated a little bit now, but there are ways of communication, and there's like a D dominant, like you're very outspoken, you go and you say, do this, do this, do this, and you're not quite worrying about what people say. I is really like, there's I and S, which are, in my mind, very close, which is kind of like, I'm a people person, I like to do, and then, people first and results come secondary. And then my style of communication is a C, which I couldn't tell you what it stands for anymore, but it's very much introverted. I need facts, I need data, I need to think of all possible outcomes, and a downfall of that is I get lost in some of that thinking sometime. So when it comes to debate, and I know I'm getting off topic here and we'll get back to the game in a second, but when it comes to debate, I think I get very lost in thinking of the best thing to say and what could possibly go wrong if I say the wrong thing or don't have the right information. So I was never very good at debate, and I never knew why until you take some of those profile communication styles type things. They're like, that makes sense. This is how I operate. But that is precisely my point, that their obsession with this so-called mandate to approve only the most beneficial concepts for wider distribution, never mind the ridiculous subjectivity of their criteria, has led the Bureau of the Architect astray from its original purpose. Hey, friend. Huh? Have you business with me, child? Regardless, I am in the middle of a heated discussion with my partner. Come back later. No. My position has nothing to do with the intrinsic value of unique identity and whether or not it is retained. Rather, I posit that the reproductions of a given concept are inherently imperfect, and thus they are themselves unique, albeit in minor but significant degrees. And most importantly, this variance is not to be condemned, but celebrated. Better than to strive in vain for an impossible standard that, even if met, would leave us lesser for lack of diversity. The Amarantines appear to be engrossed in their debate, utterly deaf to you and your pleas for attention. Hello, talk to me, sir. Or ma'am. Or, I don't know what else you could be, but... My, aren't you a stubborn little bugger? It's strangely endearing, I must admit. But we have all the time in the world. Oh, but we have all the time in the world. You really don't. There's the end of the days coming. Why are you so insistent that I speak with you this very instant? Ah, you are acquainted with that chatterbox. I suppose I do owe them a debate or two, and now is as good an occasion as any. So be it. Alright. Bye. Okay, let's get back to this and go witness this debate. I see you found my friend. Thank you, little one. And without further ado, let us commence the promised debate. Okay. I don't remember this. As to the matter of what subject we shall debate today, I propose the recent calamity which has befallen our friends across the pond. What say you? The singular point of contention is, of course, whether or not Amarat should intervene on their behalf. Interesting. I believe we should. The scale of the disaster which threatens that distant metropolis is of a scale heretofore unseen, and so equally considerable resources must be committed to counteracting its effects. I disagree. The scale concerns me less than the nature of the proposition itself. Who are we to unilaterally intervene in the affairs of those half a world away? Are we to be the saviors of one and all? Such arrogance may well lead to our own downfall. Man, this is really political. While I understand your concerns from a philosophical standpoint, I fear you are too quick to dismiss practical considerations out of a desire to maintain an unassailable moral authority. But let us, you and I, hold here for the present and offer the floor to our young student. You have heard our opening salvos in this debate concerning the fate of our neighbors across the sea. What is your opinion on the matter? What? Dang. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. We cannot save everyone. Sometimes it is all we can do to save ourselves. Oh, man. Okay, if we're thinking just in, like, this concept and not in, like, real-world concepts, I'm gonna say the first one. So, to ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. Yeah. Indeed, indeed. The same can be said regardless of one's opinion on the morality of intervention. There is a clear and undeniable benefit to Amarat in using this situation as a test bed for our newest creations, that we might develop and refine our defenses against a potential threat to our own fair city. How readily you cede the moral high ground. Was not our young friend's point that we have an ethical obligation to aid those in need? Yet not only do you instead elect to focus on the benefit of Amarat alone, but you also deprive our distant neighbors of the agency to determine their own fate. Interesting. You misunderstand me. What benefits Amarot benefits all creation. I firmly believe for the knowledge and wisdom we stand to gain from intervention can then be shared with others, empowering everyone to more effectively surmount similar trials in the future. Interesting concepts. I like what this guy said about if you step in to save someone, then they will never learn to save themselves and never experience that knowledge and learning of overcoming something like that. That's really interesting. I must say, it has been far too long since I engaged in such a refreshing exchange of ideas. My colleague was equally delighted by the opportunity, you may be assured. Some decry it as little more than an academic exercise. After all, we failed to reach a meaningful consensus. But I dare say they missed the forest for the trees. Are we not more enlightened by the experience? Have we not been exposed to a greater variety of viewpoints? Is there not value in this alone? I truly believe we are blessed to be part of a society that exalts the free exchange of ideas, and that encourages active participation in the public discourse. This may have been no more than your first foray into the exciting world of rhetoric, but I sense you have the soul of a debater in you. You may well have the potential to change Amarot in ways no one ever thought possible. I shall be watching your trajectory with great interest, my young friend. I feel like I just sat in on a philosophy class. That was good. I like that one. It's got my mind going, man. I feel like I'm at work talking about management styles and whatnot. Oh, goodness. No, I suppose we could get on our mount. Gotta look up here. Beautiful. So beautiful. Hello, friend. Midgar Sommer. Alright, we'll go in here. Get these two, and then we can continue on the main story. But I definitely want to get flying in this zone, because that's just going to help so much. Hello. Greetings, and welcome to the Bureau of the Architect. Are you in need of assistance? It would be my pleasure to answer any questions you may have. To your left is the counter where you may submit registrations for new creations. To your right, you will find the counter where you may requisition concepts on file. Interesting. Am I correct in assuming you are not familiar with the services we provide? I see. A more detailed explanation is in order then. You understand that by harnessing the powers of creation, we can give physical form to all manner of concepts, yes? Yeah, I got that part. Picture a bouquet of fresh, fragrant flowers, well, say that 10 times fast, all the colors of a rainbow. Now picture those self-same flowers formed of delicate crystal, impossibly fragile and radiating hues beyond the visual spectrum. Every day, our people push the boundaries of imagination to conceive new and striking designs like these. But there are limits to what a single individual can shape with their abilities alone. Those who harbor greater ambitions may offer their concepts to others here, that they might, with the strength of many, accomplish what one cannot. Interesting. Not all concepts are approved for wider distribution, of course. Dangerous, subversive creations pose a risk to everyone, and so it is only after a comprehensive evaluation, after a concept is judged to further the greater good, that we permit it to be shared with the community. Do you understand, little one? Yeah. Since you are here, I think you might benefit from conversing with some of the others currently availing themselves of our services. Why don't you go and speak with some of the citizens waiting for their registrations to be processed? Much as I would like to believe my explanation was more than sufficient, I expect that you may gain greater insight in this way. Okay. I'll do that, but first, I think I need to talk to you to get... Is this to get my robe? Hi, I can barely see over the... over the counter. Welcome to the Bureau of the Architect, little one. Are you here to request a concept for personal use? If so, what sort of concept did you have in mind? I need a robe. Ah, communal robes. That will take but a moment to prepare. But before I fill your request, I should caution you. Pardon me for asking, but your creative potential is, relatively low, is it not? How dare you? We are trained to assess these things, and I fear that you do not possess the ability to express this concept in physical form. It's almost as though you completely lack it, though that can't possibly be. But regardless of the reason, you needn't worry. We have special tools that may be used to address this very eventuality. I will furnish you with an etheric rope you can use to restrain one of the misbegotten cubuses that congregate in the plaza north of the Academia Angier. You will need to weaken your quarry before you can reliably bind them. But once you have, you can repurpose their energies to create your own robes. Interesting. Alright, let's talk to you. This is for this guy. Responsible creation. Hello. Hello, little one. So rare it is to see one of your size roaming about here. Come to learn about the Bureau, are we? I'm here today to register a new creature. Boneless, and with semi-translucent skin, it drifts through the air, like a dancer on a summer breeze, its tentacles trailing behind. It utilizes gas bladders to propel itself from place to place, you see. Like a jellyfish? I'll admit, it's not the most elegant of designs. I'd not shed a tear if it were rejected, quite frankly. But what can I say? I take pleasure in conceiving unorthodox designs. A beginner like you shouldn't take after me, though. If you're looking to pick up a few tips, you should probably ask someone else. Is that my number they just called? If you'll excuse me. Interesting. Passionate Emerantine. We saw you earlier. What do you got? Are you the child I saw speaking with the attendant earlier? I thought so. So Yen, and already so eager to learn about concepts and creations. That curiosity will serve you well, little one. I've been credited with a few popular concepts, I'm proud to say. I'm hoping that my latest will be equally well received. Autonomous figures. What? I say my latest, but really it's the product of many others' efforts and individual insights. But such is the case for every masterwork, I reckon. Autonomy notwithstanding, these creations know no fear. They are wholly devoid of emotion, and will without hesitation or resistance engage in any dangerous activity, even if death is assured. There's a beauty in that, I think, and I hope the officials do so as well. I tell you, there's nothing more nerve-wracking and thrilling than the waiting period before you receive the result. I love it and hate it in equal measure. Anyway, that's all I've got to say about it. If you're still keen to learn more, why not pester that worrywart over yonder? Come to think of it, I think their particular creation was designed to appeal to children. Really? You there, an aspiring creator come to learn about the Bureau and its inner workings, I trust. That's all well and good, but since you're here, perhaps you can help me with a little something. I've been refining a concept of mine for some time now. Adorable little creatures designed to be the perfect plaything for any young citizen. But I'm still terribly unsure if it's ready to be submitted for approval. Which is why I was hoping you might first put it through its paces and tell me what you think. Your honest opinion. I'll have no flattery from you, young lady. This matrix will allow you to summon my creations, but don't use it here. Take it outside first, and don't be afraid to play rough. It's all part of the fun. Really? Alright, we'll see what this creation is. Concept matrix. Do we do that here, there, responsible creation, down over there? Okay. Let's go do that first, and then we'll go get this cube on the rope, and then we'll finally do the main story. I want to get flying so bad. Like, we're gonna need flying here. Alright, is wing sauce here? No. Stay out here. Go. Whole hour. Okay, we need to use this. Oh, yuck! Mischievous plaything. Oh, goodness. Right. You spin me right. Help! There we go. Okay, we did that. We can go turn this in, and then we'll go do the cube one. And that should be good to go. We should get flying in all of Norvrant. Yeah, I want flying so bad because Amarat is so, like, big and we're so tiny there. It looks like we're going so slow. Your playthings attacked me. How did you find my lovelies? Were they as delighted and engaging as I hoped? Tell me everything, spare no details. I say, they spouted nonsensical phrases and attacked you like mad beasts? How distressing and not at all like what I intended. My sincerest apologies to you, little one, for an unpleasant experience. Still, from these experiences do we grow stronger and wiser. I look forward to the day when you will try your hand at creation too. Thank you. Bow, 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 bow. Okay. So we've got that one. And we should only have one more? Two more. We're missing one somewhere. Probably main story. It has to be main story. Oh, that makes sense. that just makes sense. Alright. We will go and do this one. Then we'll head up here. What's the music? What the heck? A cubist, that's what we need. Use the etheric rope on a weakened cubist. Gonna weaken you. Wing sauce, don't kill him right out. Should probably remind myself not to kill him right out. Let's do one more and then try it. Okay, should be weakened. Hey, don't interrupt me. We did it! Okay. Da, 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 da. Cool, cool, ka-choo. Back over here. Turn this in. You know, we were so excited last episode, and I feel like doing these three, one, I guess, quest design would be, for these three, it feels like it kind of stalls you if you do it right here, like, I was excited for story and everything, and then here it's just kind of, they're interesting concepts, but definitely different pace than the main story, so. Welcome back, little one. Did you succeed in binding a cubist? I did. Can I have my robes? You have done well, little one. Allow me to siphon its energies and prepare the matrix for you. It should only take a moment. Here you are, a creation matrix that you may use to generate your own robes. The concept is inscribed upon the crystal, which may be infused with the aether of the beast you brought me. What? What? Why are you looking at me as though you do not know how to channel the powers of creation? It is as natural as breathing. Even a newborn babe has the instinct. Even if your potential is lacking, as one of our people, you must surely know what to do. Interesting. Okay. I don't actually get the robes. I wanted them. I was like, I don't remember getting robes like that. Okay, main story time! Put down here. On this big building. Person is still there. That must be AFK. Hello, Bureau of the Administrator. A visitor's writ. Yes, I can assist you. Full name, please. Vesper Valentina. Please wait near the counter while I confirm your details. Okay. Am I in the book? Vesper Valentina, your application is ready for collection. Oh, I am in the book. Thanks, Emmett. As your residency was approved by Emmett Selk himself, further forms of identification will not be required. Here are your application documents. Submit them at the Bureau of the Secretariat, and the clerk will issue you with a visitor's writ for the capital. Oh my gosh, this red tape. Like, I feel like I'm at work. That's what it feels like. All these forms and applications and go see this person and then turn in this thing. We've not been down that way. Interesting. I have to go here. Watch out, Cubus. Coming through. These trees are really pretty. What's down here, I wonder? I think I might know, actually. As soon as I asked it, I was like, oh, wait. Potentially. Alright. Here we are. Bureau of the Secretariat. May I have my visitor's writ? Next, please. Visiting the capital, are we? Please take a seat. Your name will be called once your application has been processed. Thank you. Hello, friend. Is he wearing like a Xenos cosplay almost? Not cosplay, glamour. Look at all the people waiting for... Look how small we are on there. Ow! The light. It blinds. May I? Sure, man. Oh. You. I think, are from a time beyond ours. Have you followed in the wake of Emmett Selk? Nay, talking a lot. There is no cause for alarm. I am simply a shade, here and not here. That pain. Like physical punch in the gut. I know only that my name is Hythlodaeus, and that this city is a recreation. A phantom moment plucked from the well of history. Interesting. Like he's self-aware. These others seem unaware of their pale existence. But I wonder if Emmett Selk's mind was distracted when it came to my reconstitution. Oh, I'm gonna start crying. A stray thought would have been enough. Hythlodaeus will realize the truth, for example. We were close friends once, you see. Okay, but in my mind, guys, if you haven't played Endwalker, earmuffs, and I'll shake the mouse. I ship them. Hythlodaeus, Emmett Selk, please, they're together. Okay, we're good. Yet, in spite of my perception, I play the same role as all the rest. A bit part, meant to bring color and noise to this well-crafted stage. Too much scrutiny, and we shall burst like the fragile bubbles we are. Thus, I tell you again, my presence is not to concern you. I wish only to share your company whilst we wait. Aw, Hythlodaeus. If you've come this far, then you know of the catastrophe which awaits us on our morrow. I'm surprised you know, though. The final days. What began as isolated incidents soon swelled into a world-spanning threat. The Convocation of 14, well, it was 13 at the time, endeavored to create a will for our star. They would repair the fundamental laws of order and halt the spread of destruction. But creation on such a scale required an immense source of power. Oh, man. Of those of us who still lived, nearly half offered up their lives in the name of salvation. Ugh. He did too, right? And from their sacrifice, Zodiarch was born. Just as we had hoped, he reached forth and halted the march of oblivion. Yet, oh, how the star had suffered. So many species lost. The land was blighted, the waters poisoned, and even the wind had ceased to blow. Oh, jeez. Once more did our people give of themselves to Zodiarch. Another half of our race sacrificed to cleanse the world, to ensure that trees and grasses and myriad tiny lives would sprout and grow and flourish. The cycle of life had begun anew, and we considered the means by which we might protect it. The Convocation decided thus: we would nurture our world until it was bursting with vitality. Then, when the time was right, we would offer some portion of its living energy to Zodiark. In return, he would restore to us those brethren whose souls had fed his strength, and together he would resume our role, or we would resume our role as stewards. There were, however, those who disagreed with this plan. They argued that enough had been sacrificed to Zodiark, that this new world should belong to the lives newly born. These dissidents surrendered their life energies in the creation of Hydaelyn, an incarnation of their opposing belief, and for the first time in history our people stood divided. Know you, then, how this conflict ended? Sundering, right? Yeah. I thought you might. Aw, Emmett. Emmett Selk has ever been a champion of the will of Zodiark. The original plan may have been set back by millennia, but he will not have abandoned his course. He will pay the price for our return by whatever means is necessary. Aw. And though he may carry himself with a certain glib ease, Emmett Selk is not a man to bear his burdens lightly. In fact, I imagine they have only grown heavier with every passing century. Is that why he slouches so much? Emmett. "'Tis truly a terrible weight he has chosen to carry." I'm sad again. Vesper Valentina. Oh, there's no one else waiting. It seems your turn has come. Pray, do not let me keep you. We have to get down from there. Ah, there was one last thing. You walk with another at your side, yes? What? How do you know that? Yeah. Oh. Nay, I see no definite form, just the faintest suggestion of a second soul. I doubt it visible to anyone but me. Otherwise, I assume only you can see and hear this ethereal companion. Yeah, I wouldn't know what to make of those words either. Oh, he's laughing. That motion is so Hythlodaeus. It's like, Your connection is hardly a coincidence. In our time, the two of you were one. The color of your souls tells the tale. Oh. A hue that distinctive cannot be mistaken, no matter how thin the soul is spread. Ha! This is just the kind of fate I might expect for one such as she. Surely Emmett Selk has recognized the hint of her in you. Vesper Valentina? Wait, I'm coming. Don't give away my appointment. Oh! That hurts. Fare you well, my new old friend. May you find what it is you seek. My new old friend. I'm in so much pain. Hey, your visitor's writ, as requested. When you wish to gain admittance to the capital, simply present the document to the attendant within. Okay, thank you. Alright, so we will be able to do that, but I think we're gonna do the rest of that in the next episode. Man, that one just was... that hurt. That hurt my feelings quite a bit. But yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll continue the main story quest. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up here. Next episode, it's just gonna be main story quest, non-stop, because we're at a really good point of it. I think there might be a dungeon coming up, so should be pretty fun. Alright guys, well with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up here. I want to thank you so much for all of your support on this series. If you do want to see more of the Final Fantasy XIV online Let's Play, make sure to leave a like or subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Alright, bye-bye everyone.